Howdy! How you doing, dudes and dudettes? Welcome back to the adventures of Anton Rayne. Insane. It's Anton Rayne. Last time we did some shit. Apparently there's a bunch of little news popped up around the country. Let's check some from our home area, Bergia. Discovery of new remains. The remains of former Black Battalion members have been discovered near the site of the ISM incident. The deceased have been identified as Swedish Armed Forces officers who were pardoned by President Sol's government and were deployed in the border security at the time. Investigations are ongoing to determine the cause and circumstances of their deaths. The discovery has reignited interest in the Black Battalion's history, and authorities are urging anyone with information related to the case to come forward. I'm sure that we'll never have to worry about this again. Oh, I'm sure there won't be any kind of people attached to Sol that are going to be in trouble or bring down our regime about this. We'll just ignore it. In the ISM incident, if you forget, there was like the Bloods, which are a minority that are more or less where Anton's from, kind of. They were doing, I guess, like protests or something, and then Sol's men came down hard on them and massacred some of them. So yeah, that was the thing. Agricultural growth potential! Oh, that's a story I want to read! Sarna is exhibiting strong potential for agricultural growth. The demand from neighboring Lesbia is increasing. Those fatties need their food. So do I. Nom nom nom. Suggesting an opportunity for expansion in the region's agricultural sector. The local farmers are optimistic about the future, but they also highlight the need for strategic investment and support to capitalize on this potential. Does that mean more motherfuckers want our money? We only have 6 government monies right now, and 0 personal monies. When do we get paid? All my hard work being president? Untapped coal reserves. Gotta tap that coal, bitch. The Netta Mining Corporation has discovered new untapped coal reserves in Mobile. The corporation suggests that investment in Lauren could significantly improve output. We're a free market economy. You're trying to. Go get investors, you lazy fucks. Quit bugging the government about everything. Opening opportunities for economic growth in the region, the corporation is in the process of assessing the feasibility and potential of these reserves. Don't come to me asking for no money. Boring. All these reports are boring. Haha. Managers Grooney, regional tour. Gus Manger's on tour. I wonder what instrument he plays. Minister of Rural Development Gus Major is touring the Grooney region in Boren as a part of his research for a new rural development plan. The tour includes several site visits and meeting with local officials and communities. This initiative indicates a proactive approach to rural development with a specific focus on understanding ground realities. The outcomes of this tour will contribute to the vision of the new development plan. All right, Gus. At some point, we'll deal with that. And finally, in Valgen farmers seek support. In Valgen, local farmers are seeking support as the city's agricultural industry is falling behind. The farmers point out that lack of access to modern farming equipment. Well, why don't you go to a fucking John Deere dealership or something, you lazy fucking farmers? And insufficient infrastructure are major hurdles. They're like, we can't. There are no roads because your previous president only invested in a Zeppelin-based economy. All right, I see where that was a mistake. No, we didn't do that, though. They, the farmers, believe that targeted support and investment could rejuvenate the agricultural sector and contribute to the region's economy. Yeah, everybody getting free money helps them out. Budget allocation. It's time to spend that money. The preparations for the government budget were finished. Many of the cabinet gathered in the White Room for the important occasion. Oh no! That's too many assholes. I love that movie! Lilius, I don't care! Nearly half a year had passed since my inauguration. The cabinet looked overworked. These lazy fucks! Sir, you don't need to say that in front of us. I regret nothing. Well, I'm just gonna be nice to them. Welcome, douche, everybody! It's great to see you, all of you, especially you, penis head. Hello?
Mr. President!
Sadly, Peter Vacton, Gus Manger, and David Wissey won't be attending this meeting.
You know, honestly, I wish it was just me, Lucian, and Pete. Why do I gotta have all these other numbnuts here?
They're working on the upcoming trade agreements with Wayland and Agnolia.
Alright. May the Lord be with them. The Lord of Agriculture? Cornholio? Sierra gave a barely disguised eye roll. Did you just roll your eyes at me? Wait, what? Oh, Sierra's one of these other women. Sierra's gonna be mad, like, how do you not know who I is? I don't know, bitch. Did you just roll your eyes at me, young lady? Uh-oh, Lilius is mad. If I did, it's because religion has no place at a government budget meeting. If I was merely expressing my wishes for a successful trade deal, freedom of expression must be protected at all costs. Must it not, Ms. Morgna? Actually, in this case, I agree with Ms. Walda. How about y'all shut the fuck up? I don't care about you all being mad about who God is or what. You know what, God, just strike them all down with lightning. Please, I don't ask for too much, God. I just ask for a massive penis and lots of money and my wife to make my delicious food in a clay pot and for you to strike down my friends when they annoy me mildly.
When I was working with OMAC.
Share my vision. All this shit.
Sierra flashed her an appreciative smile. According to Sordland's laws regarding the separation of church and state. Oh my god. She broke off as she noticed that Simon, Lucian, and Iosif were looking at the three female ministers in stony silence. Bitches be talking, am I right, bros? Am I right? Bro, say something. Don't leave me hanging here. Don't make me look like the douchebag penis head. Say something. Back me up, bro. Bitches be talking.
Ladies, let's leave the extraneous chit-chat for afternoon tea. Oh, burn! Burn! Burn!
I could tell Ms. Graff to leave her religion at the palace maroon gates. All she did was say thank the Lord or thank God. She doesn't impress anyone. Oh my god, she's got a different belief system than you, Cunny McCunnerberger. Whoever it was that got pissed. I think it was Sierra. You know what? I say the opposite. We need all the damn help we can get. The Lord is always welcome in these halls, Ms. Walda. If he can find a way to balance the fucking budget, please. Simon started loudly shuffling the documents around. All eyes turned to the Minister of Economy. Alright, Pantywaist, let's just get going. Let's begin, Mr. Hole. Wait, that's your last name, Simon? Haha. What a hole.
Gladly. Today is a big day. We must prioritize our spending wisely in order to achieve the goals we set as a government.
Well, maintaining enough political support, if I may add, promises were made during the election.
There are three options regarding the budgeting of the four major branches of the government. It's either we increase, maintain, or decrease the funding.
Can you simplify that to one decision?
That wouldn't be a decision then, boss.
Ah, 3 decisions? That's a lot of thinking.
Increasing will result in an improvement of the branch, which will unlock new policy options.
Okay, this sounds good, but does that mean I have to spend more time with the douchebags from those branches?
Maintaining will keep the funding, resulting in no visible change. Decreasing will cause a loss of efficiency in that branch.
I would say the problem, I don't know. There's a lot of problems here. I'm not a huge big government guy, I gotta be honest. But we're probably gonna increase spending. Can we rely on the private sector to support us, there, numbnuts?
I'm sure we can do that to a certain extent, in some branches like education and health.
Oh, don't let Sierra hear that. Our universal healthcare system must be protected and not tainted, you said taint, by private greed or interest.
Whoa, we need to be considerate when making such grand choices that have ripple effects. We have to be careful as to what we fund, so we have resources remaining for another investment project.
I could say reduction of funding in certain branches can help fund investment projects, which it could. That's kind of like min-maxing, you know, if you're playing Fallout or D&D. But, you know, I think we have to keep true to the election promises. Our people voted for us because of the promises we made, and now it's time to come through for them.
As much as we realistically can. If we fail at improving our economy, the promises don't mean much in the big picture.
Simon, when I want your opinion, I'll ask for it.
Before we begin our discussion, there is one more thing that I want to voice my opinion on.
Really, all you bitches do is constantly voice your goddamn opinion. I go home and I ask my wife to henpeck me. Wife, will you henpeck me? Because that's less bullshit than I deal with from you fucking ninnies.
As we manage the government budget, we can go into debt to invest in different branches.
Oh, that seems like a good idea. Are you a Keynesian economics dude? He's like,
Do you even know what economics is?
No.
However, under these circumstances, it would worsen the economic crisis if we push it too far. It's difficult for us to raise debt with the current unhealthy economy, but we can increase the amount of debt we can take as the economy improves.
When does the government get paid? When do we get paid? Our administration should be fiscally conservative to avoid a crash, and so we don't create runaway inflation, douchey.
The measures of austerity have shown difficulties in appeasing voter groups. Given the current state of the economy, improving our economic situation is a political priority right now, more so than ever. If we want to win the 58 election...
This budget will also be applicable to our entire term. It is very critical that we plan correctly.
Alright, enough talking. Being president's so hard.
Let's begin, then. Which branch should we discuss first?
More talking? Let's talk about healthcare so we can get Sierra to be done and shut the fuck up. Oh, wait, no, or was it education? I think Pascal's healthcare. Whatever's gonna get Sierra out of the way first. Education. Tell us about the dumb kids in our country. Education system is lacking, not only in funding, but also in modern curricular principles. Our outdated curriculum is wasting our youth. That is the reason why I advocate two things. An increase of the budget to improve access to education in rural areas, and a new education reform. This sounds expensive. To be honest, Sordland is lacking compared to Arcasia and the United Continent. What are you What? That's like comparing Bulgaria to the United States of America. Or, I shouldn't say Bulgaria. I might still have some Bulgarian viewers from when I did that CK2 thing, and all the Bulgarian viewers got mad at me because I kept saying Bulgaria as a joke. So many viewers got so mad. How dare you say offensive things about our proud nation and customs? Dude, it's just a dumbass joke. What are you talking about, sir? What? Oh, you're comparing us to superpowers. When it comes to education levels, they're way ahead of us. The backbone of any country is its people, and we need to protect our future. Look, honey, right now we're in the middle of a recession. Spending more on education isn't going to get us out of that. Not in the short term. Those things have effects that last years. We need to ensure that a new generation is as well educated as their counterparts in more modern countries. Yeah, whatever. Can you shut up now? Nonsense! Sordland is here because of this very system that you insult! How can you insult a system that teaches our sons and daughters the principles of national identity and pride? Yeah, that's really going to build a better internal combustion engine. Kids like, I don't understand physics. Put your pride into it, you fuckface. We won't be compared to other countries. Sordland is Sordland. You know what? In the Constitution we're working on, right now all these ministers had to be chosen because they're in Parliament, other than maybe Penis Head with the military. I don't know. All of these have to be elected to basically the National Assembly. Those are the only people I can pick my cabinet ministers out of. I doubt it, but when we change the Constitution in theory, if we had a second term we could pull them from anyone. I don't want to bring any of these guys back except for Lucian and Pete. But Pete didn't even show up for the meeting.
Oh, I agree with Lilius.
Sordland is Sordland. Oh, why don't you suck each other's heads off? Why'd you say that? Because you look like a... whatever. I'm not going to say... I'm not going to be like, nah, we're not going to imitate the countries that are successful. And I'm not going to be like, yes, we've got to get more for education. I will think about it. That means probably not. Let's talk about healthcare.
Our healthcare system is vast and provides free services to most of our citizens. However, the quality of our health services is far worse in low-income and rural areas. Therefore, I think we should receive more funding to address this disparity.
I agree. I have recently begun an investigation into healthcare in Narbo, and the numbers are not good. I don't remember anyone asking your opinion.
If we don't increase spending on healthcare services, we at least need to maintain it, otherwise we're putting lives at risk. We've just started a new analysis on what would happen if a pandemic struck Sordland. According to the results, if our healthcare facilities remain in their current state, the death toll would be unimaginable.
Well, that's good news, Pascal. If it's unimaginable, then we can't imagine bad things happening. Problem solved. Moving on.
I'm not even talking about the damage to the economy.
Whoa, the economy?
This is a matter of life and death, Mr. President, and it should be treated as such.
But that's only if a pandemic happens. Let us discuss law enforcement. Who's on that one? Sierra Nia? I would like to have an increase in the funding of law enforcement to increase the size of the police force and raise salaries. I hate when I'm on your side, Lilius, but I agree. And the reason I agree is there's been a lot of violence. If you remember earlier, there was the chance where we could have spent some money in a tourism program, and I said no, because it's stupid. People are shooting each other in the streets here. But if we could get crime taken care of, if we could stop the violence, then that's going to be good for the economy. We have so many internal threats to tackle, and I'm already stretching my units far too thin with the limited resources allocated to me. Alright, shut up, I agree with you. Blah, blah, blah. Need to clear his throat. Law enforcement is certainly a high priority. However, I feel tackling internal corruption is of far higher importance than increasing our police presence. Why don't you do both of them? Directing funds to my department would solve the problem at its root. If corruption is still rampant, all the police in the world won't help us. We need a specialized anti-corruption police unit, which we would create if the funds were directed to me. I agree with Ms. Morgana. Why do you always... Oh, the Sierra woman. She's always got to interject. Even Penis Head, who I can't stand, isn't interjecting about all this. We should not reward a structure that is responsible for an ever-increasing number of human rights violations. Additionally, corruption is the reason our government is inefficient. It needs to be tackled. Yeah, you might be right, I guess. The police are there to serve and protect the people of Sordland, Ms. Walda. That's exactly what we're doing. Wait, Graf, you're not on the graph, are you? You're not grafting money. More funding will allow us to take care of our police forces. It's quite a simple choice, given the current status of the country. Man, I don't know what to say. I agree with both of them. I agree with Lilius, we need more people on the streets. I agree with Nia, we need to root out the corruption in the police force. Well, I'm definitely not going to say number 3. What would the people think of us if we fund the police after all that happened? We need a police force. Even if it needs to be fixed up, we need to fix the rampant crime that is out of control in this country. I hate to do it. I really want to get rid of the corruption, but I agree with Lilius. If this was another time, I would have said something different, but we know the current situation. We need to get this under control. Well, that leaves one thing left, the military. What is there to hear about? I've already voiced my opinions. Iosif, this is my best conversation I've ever had with you. Don't ever talk to me again. You can keep that job forever if you don't. Rumbag! Oh, you kept talking. Rumbag is coming whether we like it or not. Gross. If not this year, then next year. If not next year, then the year after that. You're not... You can put that forever, man. Eventually it'll happen. Mr. President, you and I have a shared responsibility to protect this nation from its enemies, and I intend to do so until my last breath. I will say this with certainty, if Rumberg doesn't make a move against Sordland in 2 or 3 years, my name is not Iosif Lancia. I don't care what your name is, penis head. Iosif was beginning to lose control of the volume of his voice. There can be no argument against increasing the budget for our army when there is an enemy on the doorstep, waiting for us to make one wrong move. Anyone who thinks otherwise is a fool. Oh my god, dude, don't pop an artery.
Mr. Lancia, sir.
Oh, right. Oh, pardon my theatrics, sir, but this is a serious matter. The future of the country is up to you, Mr. President, of course. Well, here's an argument. Here's an argument for you to shut up, Sierra. Because, Iosif, if I raise your budget, can you make sure this woman gets shot in the head? I mean, I didn't say that. That's not becoming of a president. Internal voice only. Well, here is an argument. The armed forces does nothing but eat away financial resources destined for our people while stoking fears for an upcoming war. You gonna go defend us from Rumberg if the tanks start rolling across the border? Maybe she will. Maybe because she's so insufferable, maybe Rumberg will be like, we surrender. We don't want to be in that country with her. The issues with Rumberg can be solved diplomatically. What kind of message are we sending to them and the whole world if we suddenly start ramping up our military budget? Then we need to defend our nation, Ms. Walda. Exactly.
One of the reasons our government was elected was because we promised that we are going to focus on the military during our campaign.
And I still believe in that. Military spending would be good for the economy. The other thing is our military, weapon-wise, is terribly out of date. Our weapons are old, out of date. We need a more modern military in case Rumberg wants to start shit with us. Or if Rizia does with the whole oil shit. You know, because with the Rizian oil companies getting in bed with Ewald Alfonso's gasm, that guy's a fucking moron. He's bound to ruin something there. I'm not going to back Iosif or Sierra. I'm going to say the people elected us for a reason, and we will answer their needs. We won on a campaign promise of more military spending. This is what the people want. Kick-ass weapons. I have made my mind up about the budget. We can proceed.
Very good. Talking points from everyone.
I think we already had those.
Well then, the time to make a decision on the budget has come. Consider it with care, Mr. President.
You don't tell me what to do! Simon placed a stack of papers on my table. I turned the first page. Alright, so there are 4 things we can spend it on. Police, healthcare, education, military. Can I cut everything? So, I'm just trying to think. We got $6. I don't know when our country makes money again. I don't know if I want to spend it all. Healthcare. We will increase this. We're going to increase healthcare. We know, especially in the rural areas, healthcare sucks. Anton is from the rural areas. The other thing is, when people are sick, they can't work. We need people who are healthy and feeling good about themselves and can grow this economy. So we're going to increase healthcare. Law and order. We're going to increase law and order. Education. Oh no! There were numbers underneath these? I didn't read the numbers. Oh, this is what the final budget's gonna be? Increase? What if I don't increase? Wait, does final budget mean we're gonna be at -3? Or does it mean I'm gonna lose 3 from the government? I think we're gonna be at -3. Alright, maybe we're gonna rethink this. Man, I don't want to spend all our money. I wanted to have some left over in case we needed it for something, but... Alright, healthcare's we're gonna maintain. Law and order, we're gonna increase. What happens if I decrease education? Oh, we could still have some money. Oh, it's so tempting to decrease education. Right now we're gonna leave education on maintain. Increase the military. We're gonna have no money then. I think this is what we're gonna do though. We will maintain healthcare. We will increase law and order. We will maintain education, and then we will increase the military budget. No, I'm not sure about my decisions, game, but that's what we're gonna do. That's all our money is gone. We got no monies. I know we could have deficit spent, but it didn't seem to make sense on that. I had finished allocating the government budget to the satisfaction of some cabinet members and the dismay of others. They and I knew this would define a significant part of our term.
It looks like we have a balanced budget with no deficit or surplus. Not bad at all.
Look, I wanted a surplus, but I couldn't increase 2 things and have a surplus.
Agreed. Well then, let's start with law enforcement.
Nia and Lilius were both smiling. Thank you for this decision, Mr. President. I knew you would see reason on this one, considering our internal security threats are at an all-time high. Oh, I still disagree with Ms. Graff on how the money ought to be spent, but the increased funding is certainly a step in the right direction.
Any statements on the matter, sir?
I trust you to push the Minister of Interior and Justice forward. We will be able to achieve positive results in the coming year, I can assure you. We will tackle corruption and the backlog of cases head on. We'll see if you're still going after corruption. I know we don't have the funding we want for that with a separate unit, which would be nice to have, but at least you can keep working on it, Nia.
Let's hear from the Minister of Education.
Oh, let's not. Sierra was eager to comment. Who's surprised by that? Show of no hands. Keeping the budget the same will just result in the same problems. However, I prefer this over a decrease. I'll try to reform the system with my own resources. Our future depends on our children. Education is the first step in the fight against ignorance. Yeah, I agree, that's important, but right now we gotta get out of this damned recession. When the country has more money, then you can spend more money on that. You know, I'm gonna feed her some bullshit. Your expertise and your passion should enable you to make the necessary changes for improvement. I believe in you, woman. I never want to hear talk again. Thank you for your confidence in me, but without extra funding, we'll have to make sacrifices, and our system will see the consequences. What sacrifices do you have to make? You have the same amount of funding, dipshit. You should be able to do the same things. I hate you.
The military is next.
Sierra clearly wasn't finished. Oh, yeah, big surprise. But didn't interject. Iosif chimed in. It's an honor to serve with a president that respects the military. Trust me, with these funds, our armed forces will be better than ever before. I expect that, Iosif. You have kept your promise to focus on the military. An honorable and fitting decision. Lucian seemed as if he was about to say something, but looked down at his notepad when Iosif eyed him. What's going on, Lucian? You know what? The military is on the top of my priority list, and always will be, Penis Head. Rest assured. I knew I could count on your decision-making, Mr. President. I feel like he's kissing my ass now. Because, like, the last meeting, he was like, remember when you used to work under me and you didn't listen? Iosif leaned back in his chair.
Let's hear from Mr. Benowall. I can't say that maintaining the funding is negative, but I don't think our services will perform any better.
Look, I agree with you, Pascal. Pascal, I think welfare must remain a priority for our term. There is no other way around it. I was talking to Pascal, Sierra. I am sorry, Pascal. It is best we continue our funding as it is. I wanted to give more money, but we can't go massively in debt. That's just dangerous. You'll have to find new resources. You have my faith.
The Ministry of Health will resort to a privatization effort to create funds to improve services.
That's what I'm talking about, Pascal. You know, let the rich people go pay for rich people hospitals so they're not a burden on the system.
That covers all branches. Each minister will approach you with their respective policy requests and expectations over the next year.
Oh, I should have just canceled the education department altogether.
Thank you for your time and participation in this significant moment. The meeting is concluded.
Thanks, guys. It was great. Let's never do this again. I'm gonna say I could thank everybody. That's not bad. I could say those who don't like it don't take it personally. I kind of like that. I could say just get out of here. But no, let's try to end on a little unity. Regardless of what happened here today, I wouldn't be here without you. Don't forget we are on a team. Yay. The ministers bid their farewells, some excitedly, others dejectedly. The cabinet slowly dispersed out of the White Room. The budget for our term was concluded. Well, that was painful spending all that money. I don't want to spend all that money. I wanted to have some left over. This is stat decreased. What stat was decreased? Let's look at the news first of all. 1954. Swedish government budget. After a marathon 18 hours of negotiations, the Swedish governmental budget for the current term has been finalized. The government envisages spending around 27 billion SR next year, almost 16 billion SR more than this year. The 1954 budget sees the first measures for more internal security being introduced. While the details of the allocation of the increased security funding is not yet clear, it is expected that the Ministry of the Interior and the Ministry of Justice will both benefit from the increase. Minister of the Interior, Ms. Graff, has expressed her gratitude for the increase in the law enforcement budget, saying that this increase will help bring us and maintain the peace and shit and stuff that we've been waiting for. The Ministry of Defense, by far the largest ministry in Sordland, will also see its budget grow more than expected, which will likely benefit the quality of military equipment or allow for further expansion of the Swedish armed forces. Minister of Defense Mr. Lancia has expressed his gratitude for the increase in the defense budget, saying that this increase will surely help us protect our glorious nation from the threats of today and the future. That's right, future boy. And what do we got here in the overview? Increased funding for the military. This boost in funding opens avenues for innovative investments, equipment upgrades, and personnel development, bolstering the military's preparedness and enhancing its ability to meet evolving security challenges. What do we got for situations? Happy military personnel! Alright. The significant increase in the military budget has resulted in the acquisition of new equipment and modernization of existing systems, boosting the morale of the military personnel. This has also increased their confidence in the government's commitment to national security. Alright, we're winning these dweebs over while trying to build and booster the strength of the nation. And you can see right here, outdated military equipment. Hopefully that will go away in time as the spending results in new weapon systems. And then we have another situation, which is consistent economy. Our economic strategy is closely aligned with the type of development doctrine that we are promoting, which emphasizes the importance of promoting sustainable economic growth, enhancing global competitiveness, and creating new opportunities for investments and job creation. I don't know if that's because we didn't deficit spend, or we really have pushed for a free market economy. Either way, it's too early to know if these budget decisions are good or bad, but what? Oh, I can hit continue, but what about this? Lucien Galad reported that so far, they've been able to get in total 87 signatures behind the proposal. Efforts are underway to increase the support and reach out to necessary members. So I believe that's for the constitutional changes. That we'll deal with next time. I forget, we need 160 or something. Not all of Congress is behind us yet. We're going to have to schmooze some. Get more of these dill weeds behind us. But that's the problem for another day. I think this meeting went okay. Those might be famous last words. I don't know. Hopefully I'll see you around next time. Take it easy, everybody.